things that I really love making for this channel are the week in the life vlog style videos, and that's usually because I work as a photographer throughout the week, and so kind of just documenting what it is I'm doing is a lot easier for me to create a video on a weekly basis, but also it's kind of like a little diary of what I've been up to. I've done them in the past, like over the years, and sometimes I just go back and watch them. They're the only videos of mine that I actually do go back and watch, because it's just nice to kind of see what I was doing at that point in my life and how my career, I guess, and my life has changed. So this week I wanted to do another week in the life, because it's been a while since I did a proper one, like a full Monday to Sunday. And this week has gone from a week that originally I had nothing to do, it was meant to be a very quiet week, to suddenly being very busy. And I think what might be interesting about this week is that I think it could change again. So there's a lot of things that I kind of have planned this week that I think may change last minute, but basically I'll run you through what I expect this week will look like, and then I guess we'll see what actually kind of transpires. So today is Monday, obviously it's Monday, and this morning I'm actually just waiting for a courier to come and pick up the Leica Q3 that I've been using for the last couple of weeks. I have already got videos out, there might be more videos coming, although I did get a comment on my first Leica Q3 video telling me essentially that I had no better ideas because I was putting out another Q3 video, even though it was my first one. So to that person, if you want to watch it, please enjoy. But if you don't, then honestly, you don't have to click it. So that is basically my morning, just waiting for someone to come and pick up the camera. It's been really fun the last couple of weeks playing around with the Leica Q3, using it on jobs, and also just kind of traveling and documenting life, which is nice. And then this afternoon I'm heading over to Come Through Lab to use the Darkroom and print a shoot that I did last week. I bought this DJI Osmo 3 to see how it kind of works in terms of vlogging. I'm hoping that it'll be quite useful. This has got the battery grip and a tripod on, but it's actually only that top section, which is the camera. Yeah, so I'm going to be using this in the darkroom today just to film some clips to show you guys whilst I'm in there. The shoot that I'll be printing from was a shoot that I did last week, press shots for an artist called Blanco, and we shot like 4 rolls of film, I think. So got those developed, gonna go and pick up the negatives today and then print for the rest of the afternoon. And then after that, I'm meant to be headed to a networking event with one of my friends, another photographer, but it starts at 6. I'm in the darkroom until at least 5. And Eben is also stuck in the Midlands on a job right now. So whether or not I actually make it, I don't know. To be honest, I'm not too upset if we don't make it, because I've got such a busy week. I could kind of just use like having a chilled evening. Then tomorrow I'm meant to be on shoot, but I think that one will be potentially moved. Again, I'm not too upset if it is moved, because I've got a lot of work to do. I'm really behind on kind of like admin, sending invoices, and I also have a few edits to finish off. And I also haven't filmed a YouTube video for this week yet. I do have one that I'm already editing, but it's a really long video and I don't think it's going to be ready in time. So if I don't have this job tomorrow, then I think I'll need to film something else. Then Wednesday day, I just have my friend coming around, very chilled day. And then in the evening, I'm shooting a gig in Manchester, so I'll be able to take you guys with me to that one too. Thursday, I have a shoot on location in the morning and then a studio shoot in the afternoon, so that'll be a fun day, kind of showing the 2 different kind of types of shoots that you can kind of do, I guess, with models and artists. Then Friday, I'm headed down to London to shoot a club night for a group that I work with quite a lot. So I'll be doing that Friday night. And then coming back to Manchester Saturday for another club night in Manchester. And yeah, that will be going on until the early hours in the morning. So Sunday I will be doing nothing. I'll be asleep all day. If you're lucky, I'll film an outro, but if not, I might have to do that on Monday. But that's kind of what the week is meant to look like. As I said, I have a feeling that this week isn't going to go to plan as such, but I'm going to start my day now. I'm going to get the box ready for Leica, and hopefully they get here quite soon so that I can head off and take you guys with me and print some stuff, hopefully get that whole project locked off today, because I really need to deliver it. So yeah, hopefully it's pretty straightforward and I get everything done in good time. But of course I will be taking you guys with me throughout the week, so lock in, because I think this one might be a pretty long video. So I just picked up my negatives. It's really handy having like my lab downstairs in the same building, because it just means that like I don't really need to worry about picking them up until the day of my session. I'm going to start off by printing some contact sheets, get those done, and kind of have like an idea of colour, hopefully throughout the contact sheets. And then I will pick the frames that I want to print from. As usual, if you guys have watched any of the darkroom printing videos on the channel, you'll know that that's kind of my process usually. So we've got, it's all medium format, but we have one sheet that are 6 by 4.5 and the rest are 6 by 7. So yeah, I'm gonna start by setting up the contact sheet now and printing 4 contact sheets. Okay, so I have just finished the contact sheets. So there are 4 contact sheets. We've got Portrait 400, Portrait 400, Portrait 400, all on the Mamiya Z67. Then this one is Portrait 800 on the Fuji GA645. You can see the colours on this are a lot more magenta. For reference, I've shot all of this, or printed all of this even, with the same settings, just for kind of like my references. But yeah, this is a lot more magenta on the Portrait 800. There'll be a little bit of editing that I need to do here. I'm now just going to basically select the frames that I want. I've started to make a little note on them. I'm going to do some of these now and then make my first full print. But so far it is going quite well. So we have got 4 contact sheets done in quite a short amount of time. I'm going to start making the prints, making the adjustments, and see how many prints I can get done today. Also, Eben, who I was meant to be going to this networking event with tonight, is still in the Midlands, so we've decided just to give it a miss, and that means I can actually have a chilled evening and not have to rush the darkroom session either. So yeah, I'll just be in here until like 5ish probably, and then go home and chill. I'll probably check in with you guys when I've done a couple more prints, just so that I don't slow myself down, and maybe when I'm scanning we can go through the images and talk about them a little bit. and I've been to the shop. I'm so glad that I didn't end up going to that networking event because I'm so tired and cold. I didn't really have time to talk through the actual prints that I made in the darkroom because it was just like one of those sessions where it was a really slow start. I was making mistakes and I just had such like a volume of stuff to print in the time that I couldn't really do a lot of like talking to camera. But I've just got home. I'm pretty sure tomorrow's shoot's going to be cancelled. So I've kind of got my fingers crossed for that because I know I've got so much to do here. I could really use tomorrow as like a working from home day. I guess we'll see when I wake up if it's cancelled or not. But I'm going to make some food now because I'm so hungry. I ate like just before I left, but I just am like, I don't know. Usually I go and I order food to the darkroom whilst I'm working because it's just a nice way to do it. Like I'm not in the darkroom all the time, so it's a nice little treat, I guess. But today I just was like, A, didn't really want to order anything, and B, I just thought I needed to like lock in and just focus on actually making prints. So I haven't eaten anything for a little while since this morning, and it took me ages to get home, and yeah, all of that stuff that no one really cares about. But I'm gonna make some food now and then just have a chilled night. I've got a little bit more scanning to do. I didn't get everything scanned in the session, and then tomorrow hopefully will be a work from home day. This is the first week that I've had obviously since the clocks changed, so it's 6 o'clock right now and it is so dark, and it's been dark for a couple of hours, and it's just not my favourite time of year. I just don't enjoy it that much. The clocks changed at the weekend whilst I was working at the warehouse project, and so I kind of basically slept all of yesterday and didn't really notice it, I guess. But today I've really noticed how cold it is and how dark it is. And yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever done one of these week in the lives when it's been dark. Like I feel like I always do them in spring. Yeah, welcome to the dark, gloomy UK. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. It is Tuesday today and it is actually morning, even though it's super dark in this room. We just don't get a lot of light in the office, and I still need to put like some sort of like LED strips up underneath the cabinets to bring in a little bit of light. At the moment I've just got this Fado bulb, which I love, but it's the only real light source in this room. The shoot I had has been postponed, so that's all good. I've got today off, which is good for me because I have a ton of work to do. I'm going to start the day off by scanning these Polaroids from the shoot that I printed in the darkroom yesterday and just editing some of the scans of the prints that I printed, just taking out like dust and stuff like that. Then all of this needs to be delivered within like the next hour or so. And then I have quite a lot of other things to do today. I've got some admin to do. I need to do a few invoices that I haven't put in yet, which is always so like counterproductive, isn't it? It's like self-sabotage, like not having the time to put invoices in means you don't get paid. But yeah, got to get that done. If I have time, I'm going to film some videos for Moment, but if not, then that's something I can do for next week. The videos that I make for Moment are all product based, so at the moment I'm going to make some videos about these great little camera cubes and like organisers for your camera bags. So it's short form content that will go on the Moment TikTok. If you don't already know about Moment, they create and stock a ton of photography gear, so I'm going to link them in the description alongside some of my favourites of their products, because I really am a huge advocate for the work that they do, both in the community and also in terms of the products that they stock and they make. Then after that, I'm going to spend some time on Skillshare, and today's video is of course sponsored by Skillshare. If you don't already know about Skillshare, it's an online learning platform, and there are a ton of classes, from everything from classes for photographers like Adobe Lightroom, photography fundamentals. I even teach some of my own classes over there, but there are also a lot about kind of like mindset, business, freelancing. One of the classes that I am taking at the moment is Ali Abdul's class on productivity. So the class is a productivity masterclass, and it is called Productivity Masterclass Principles and Tools to Boost Your Productivity. And because we're kind of coming into this, you know, dark, less motivating period, at least in this hemisphere, I always like to take this time kind of from about October through to probably around February, you know, those dark months, those slower months, to really focus on working through my workflow, making sure that all of my systems are set up properly so that in the new year, or when like things kind of start coming back through in spring and I feel a lot more motivated, I'm kind of ready to take that on. Ali Abdul's class talks a lot about theory, stuff like Parkinson's law, which is essentially the idea that the longer you give yourself to complete a task, the longer the task is going to take. It kind of, you know, the task expands to fit the time allocated. And just trying to keep these things in mind when I'm especially working from home. I think when you're working on shoot, you're generally working from a more structured point of view, but when you're working from home, it can be very difficult to have that willpower. That's something that I really struggle with, to be like, I need to get up at this time, I need to do all of this stuff. I tend to work better at night, but I'd like to try to shift myself into a better routine of working earlier and finishing earlier and having like a more chilled evening. So this is one class I have really been enjoying taking. And Ali Abdul also has a ton of other classes on Skillshare all about productivity, workflow, you know, even things like typing speed. Another one that I haven't taken yet that I want to take soon is productivity for creators, systems organisation and workflow. The good thing I like about Skillshare in particular is that you can just learn at your own pace. You have access to hundreds of classes from hundreds of different creators, and you can choose to dip in and out of classes at your own pace. There's not a time scale in which you have to have completed a task. So when I have a day like today where I'm working from home, I can just dip in to the class and watch what I want to watch, whether that is 20 minutes or 2 hours worth of Skillshare classes. All Skillshare classes also have like a class project to help you really implement what it is you've learned throughout that class. For this one by Ali Abdul, his is about creating journaling, writing prompts that reflect on what it is you've learned. So I've got my trusty notepad here, and hopefully I will get like an hour or so in a little while to spend a bit more time working through this class. Of course, if you want to get access to Ali Abdul's classes, my classes all about photography, or any of the other classes on Skillshare from wonderful creators, then you can do so by using the link in the description or scanning the QR code that is on screen right now to sign up for a free trial. And if you are watching this in November 2025, then for this month only, you can also receive 20% off of your first year of membership after your free trial. So that's the plan for today. Get through editing and delivering this shoot, work on some Skillshare classes, predominantly Ali Abdul's, and just kind of spend some time learning. I think one of the things I'm very passionate about is the idea that, especially in this country, like the education system fails you. You're not taught to want to learn, but inherently I think people do want to learn. They are curious people. And I think that's very evident as you grow older and you want to learn and develop specific skills. And that is one of the reasons that I think it's very important as a creative, if you have, you know, the luxury of time and are able to set aside time to develop your learning and develop skills. I think that's always important. Earlier on this year, I did a video and it was learning something new every day for 30 days, which was a really intense kind of way of doing this. But I think the concept and the power of the concept is still important. I'm going to tidy up because things are getting a bit messy in this room. So a little bit of tidying, a little bit of prepping for Friday. I want to kind of have most things packed before I go down to London. I know it's 3 days away yet, but because I have a bit of a busy 2 days following, I just want to make sure things are kind of ready for that. I'm also going to be using this Fimo clay to make some earrings, which is very rogue, but it's because I'm making some earrings for Friday's shoot. It's fancy dress, but I have to wear all black, so I'm gonna try and like theme my fancy dress and make some earrings that go with it. But if I get some time, I'll do that today. And then I think probably before I do anything else, after I've delivered this shoot and spent a bit of time on Ali Abdul's class, I'm gonna go for a little bit of a walk whilst we still have a bit of light. I think that's really important this time of year when it gets dark so early on, to try and maximize any time you have with the light. That's one thing I struggle with this time of year, is like the fact that it gets dark so early. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but it's getting dark at like 4 or 5 o'clock and it's just not that fun. I don't really enjoy it, and I work a lot in dark rooms so yeah, trying to make the most of the light whilst it's here is important as well. So I'm going to do that as well and just try to have quite a chilled but productive day. That is the plan. I'm going to stop talking because I've wasted like 15 minutes just talking to you guys about what I'm going to do, and I feel like that's probably against everything that Ali Abdul is going to tell me in his class, but I'm going to start off by scanning these Polaroids. So I just got back from a little walk in the park, a little bit of fresh air to kind of separate the day. The weather's really weird today. It's like going from like really rainy to really sunny. But I've just spent like 20 minutes making these little earrings for Friday night, just out of like polymer clay. I'm really bad at fiddly things, like doing stuff like this. But thankfully they're just for me and they're just for the night. This is meant to be tzatziki, by the way. I know it looks really weird. And then this is meant to be slice of pita. But it was a nice little distraction from actual work. I delivered the shoot just before I went out and also did a few lessons on Ali Abdul's class. I'm gonna do a bit more later on, I think. And now I'm gonna edit a YouTube video, or I'm gonna edit a little bit of a video that realistically needs to come out this week, but probably won't come out until maybe the week after next. But I don't have another video for this week, so if I don't get this one edited, then I'll probably have to film something tomorrow. And then I still have some more admin to do. I've done a little bit, but I've got some invoices to do that I want to do just all at once, like do them all at the same time. So I'll probably do that at the end. But I'm actually going to move into my living room now, just because it's getting a bit dark in here now and I want a bit of light and a bit of life. So I'm going to move into the living room, work in there for a bit on my laptop.
Alright, hold on, hold you guys 10 seconds.
It's Wednesday morning. I've just done like an hour of just tidying up before my friend gets here, spend some time chilling, and then I think we're gonna go for some food. Then I'm gonna get back and get ready for my job tonight. I thought it was 7 till 9. I don't know why I had that in my calendar, but it turns out it's 7 till 11, which isn't too bad. 4 hours is all right for live music. I'm used to like 8 to 12, so not too bad a night. I'm actually quite looking forward to it because it's all live acts, so not DJs, all like actual performers. And yeah, I like to kind of change up a little bit and change up what it is I'm shooting and what I'm doing, so it'll be fun. And then when I get home, I'll probably just head to bed because tomorrow is quite a busy day. I need to prep for tomorrow's shoot still in the morning. I've also got a morning shoot, then the afternoon shoot that I'll be prepping for. And then I need to finish all my packing and everything before I go to London on Friday. So tomorrow should be a bit of a busier day. It's funny to me that this is like the first shoot day of the week, especially because yesterday was meant to be a shoot day. And I've just done 2 days of like really random working, like from the Darkroom on Monday, and then Tuesday was all working from home. But I think it's a good way to show kind of like how the week gets split up a lot as a photographer. The weather is doing that thing where it's really sunny and then goes really rainy, so I'm kind of hoping that it stops a bit. I wanted to go to the gym this morning, but I don't think I have time, so that will be something on the cards for probably tomorrow evening instead. Instead of that, I have a little bit more work to do. I still haven't got a video ready for Friday, but I'm a little bit further into editing the video I was editing, and I'm hoping maybe I could use a bit of time today, maybe half an hour tomorrow, and then my travel time on Friday to maybe get it out on Friday. So that is the ambition. If not, I've kind of messed it up because I haven't filmed anything else. It might be that we just have to skip this week on uploads. I actually do have like half another video that I already filmed. I just need to film like an outro to it, but it's about the Q3, and my last video was about the Q3, and I don't want to have like too many consecutive videos about the same thing. So that Q3 video will be for a later video down the line. But for now, I'm gonna work in here today. It's a really nice sunny morning right now. So whilst it remains this way, because I can see the dark clouds coming through, whilst it remains this way, I'm gonna work from the living room and just have a bit of a chill, put some music on and enjoy the next couple hours before I head out. I'll probably catch up with you guys just before I head to work if there's time. If not, it will be when I get there. I'm just going to pack for work. The job that I've got tonight is a couple of artists, and then like the main set, it'll be like first 3 in the pit and then everything else from front of house. So I'm going to take 70 to 200. I'll probably take a 28 to 70, a 35, maybe a 16 for some wides. There's no live editing, so I don't need to take my laptop. I'll just edit when I get home at like midnight, just spend a couple of hours editing. And I'm also going to take my Insta360 with me to film some B-roll for this video, but also I like using that camera because it repurposes really well for like TikTok and stuff like that, because you can edit it portrait and horizontal. The only problem is that I have actually cracked one of the lenses, so there's like a little mark on all the footage. You might have noticed from the festivals video that I did a couple of weeks ago. Don't know when I put that out, but hopefully there will actually be some like behind the scenes content in this section for the actual shoot, because I'm aware that the first half of this video has just been me working from home and in the darkroom and various other things, and no actual shooting. I'm going to take the DJI Osmo 3 as well, just in case I get any downtime that I can talk to camera, but I actually think that the set times are quite short, so I'm going to be shooting pretty much non-stop for the few hours that I'm there for. But yeah, just charging everything up now. We'll pack my bag with all the relevant lenses and then get going. Up now. I don't know if I've got anything good yet. Sometimes it takes me until I get into the editing to kind of work out if there's anything I actually like that I've shot. So we'll see. I shot a lot of stuff. Like I went from the pit for the first like five or six songs. Then I headed to front of house to get like all of that wide stuff. And then the last couple songs I went up onto the balcony at the side just to get like a little bit of a different angle, so that I've got like production, performance covered. And I also like did a tiny bit in the crowd as well, just for like some more intimate crowd moments. So I'm gonna head home now and edit everything and deliver it tonight. Yeah, that's me for tonight. And then tomorrow I'm shooting at 10 a.m. in town, come home, repack my stuff and go to my shoot in the studio. Hopefully I don't get caught up in the rush of people, which is always the most annoying thing about doing live music stuff and leaving at the same time as everyone, is you get caught up in all of the traffic, and just generally like even getting out the venue, it's not even like car traffic, but the car traffic as well. I'll put some photos on screen if I haven't already done it, of like the final edits. And hopefully it's cool to see kind of like the Insta360 BTS stuff of like where I am and where I'm shooting, and then the final photos. So yeah, hopefully you guys like that. Good morning. I feel like I've not slept. I finished my edits at like 2 and then got up or woke up at 7, did not get up at 7. It's 9 o'clock now. I've got like 10 minutes before I have to leave. I'm pretty much ready. I'm just gonna have some breakfast. But yeah, I just really feel like I haven't slept, which is not good because I haven't even started my night shifts this week. My first night shift is tomorrow night, where I will start at 11:30 in the evening. Go till it'll be quite early, maybe like 3:30, and then Saturday will be 6 till like 3 or something like that. But yeah, the point being, I'm already tired and I haven't even done anything really this week. But I'm just getting ready now to head out and shoot some photos for a long-term client of mine. Chris is a tattooist in Manchester, a really good one. Occasionally he books in for photos for like press stuff. He also sells t-shirts that sometimes we shoot. So I think today will be a really quick shoot, I'm hoping anyway, because I need to get back home and pick up all my lighting for a studio shoot that I have at 1 o'clock with Obscure, who are a DJ duo that I have done press shots before a couple of years ago, and since then just kind of shot like live stuff at whenever I've caught them, like at events and stuff like that. But I have a bit of time for some breakfast. I'm gonna have a very balanced diet of some toast and a kiwi because I don't really have much time for anything else. If I'm lucky, I might even get a cup of tea. I don't know about lunch today. I don't know if I'll have time to actually eat anything before my shoot. I might, if I finish early enough with Chris. Yeah, if I finish early enough with Chris, then I might be able to potentially order something here to eat when I'm picking up my stuff, unless I pass like a little shop and can get like a little meal deal. But that's the plan for today. Just goes to show like how different days can work when you're working as a photographer, because some days you literally don't have any shoots, like Tuesday. Today you have 2. Today I'm working like what would be more of like a 9 to 5, whereas tomorrow I'm working like very unsociable hours. Every day and every week is very different. And I think that's one thing that I do struggle with, is not having kind of like a set routine and being able to be like, this is what I'm doing on Monday, this is what I'm doing on Tuesday, this is the time I get up, this is my bedtime. Like that just all goes out the window. There's no such thing as routine when you work in the kind of genres that I work in. And then if you're just absolutely stupid like I am, you add content creation on top of it and give yourself an extra job, which is pretty much also full-time, and have no time to actually do it, which is why this week I probably won't have a video out. I did get quite a lot of the video edited yesterday, but I just don't think I'm gonna have time because the last bit for the video is sound design. I'm gonna need to download like quite a lot of like sound effects and stuff from Epidemic Sound, but I was hoping to do it whilst traveling, and I can't really download on the train that easily. So, oh, that was my toast. I will probably check in with you guys, maybe if I have time when I get back. If not, it will be later tonight. That was literally like the quickest shoot ever. The shoots with Chris are always so quick and like efficient. And now I've got maybe like 45 minutes where I can have some lunch and edit, and then I'll pack my bags and head off to the next shoot. I'm still like really tired this morning though. Like I haven't really woken up properly, and I'm hoping that that changes before the next shoot, because the next shoot I have to use my brain a little bit more. It's quite a lot of lighting looks, and also just feel a bit more sociable, hopefully. But I am gonna make some food now, which is a really early lunch. It's like 11 o'clock right now, but it just means that I'm not in a rush. And edit Chris's photos so that those are done. And then I only have the studio shoot to edit tonight, because I also want to go to the gym when I get home, because I won't have time for the rest of the week. I want to stop talking to you guys and start making food, start my edits so that it goes a little bit quicker and I'm not in a massive rush. So that is Wednesday wrapped. I'm gonna spend the rest of the night editing, try and get everything kind of done so that then, actually, it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday. This week is going way quicker than I thought. So that's Thursday done. And I am gonna spend the rest of the night editing, get it all done so that then tomorrow I can just focus on traveling and editing the YouTube video that is meant to come out tomorrow night and probably won't. It might just be one of those weeks where I have to miss an upload. I really should have just filmed something different on Tuesday when I had the day off, but I had other things to do and, you know, actual work has to take priority sometimes over YouTube, unfortunately. Edit everything so that it's all up to date, and then tomorrow I can go to my shoot and then edit that on the way back to Manchester on Saturday. And then Saturday's job, we live edit. So we'll edit there and then on Sunday, I can just sleep all day and chill. Today's shoots were really great. One with Chris, very easy, very quick. He's always a pleasure to work with. And then Obscure, the DJ shots that we did were great and really great excuse to play around with creative lighting, with the cold bore smoke machine that you might have seen on other videos. I used 3 different lights. I used 2 Zion lights, 1 Zion overhead and 1 little RGB Mollus one, just as like an accent. And then I also used my Nan light 60C, which is one of my favorite lights, the Forza 60C, with a mixture of like softbox and then a projection attachment. You'll have seen some of the looks that we did in the behind the scenes that I filmed in today's session. If you're interested in more of that kind of like studio photography stuff, I have so many videos on the channel that are purely about studio photography, about studio lighting, about using constant lighting, about using tools like this little handheld fog machine, all of that sort of stuff on the channel. So do have a look, and if you haven't already, go back and look at some of those videos. But I'm going to check out for tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow before I head down to London. Good morning. As you can see, I am getting ready. I'm just packing everything for today. I'm leaving in about an hour and a half, so I'm going to get ready, and then when I get to London, I'll have a little bit of time, so I'm going to head for some food, check into my hotel for the night. I'm not going home to my mum's because the job is like a little bit far away, and like because it's a late finish, it will cost me about the same amount to get a hotel as it will an Uber home. And also I have to be back in Manchester tomorrow for a job, so it just saves me having to travel back to North London. I'm currently deciding whether or not to take my 3D camera. I've not done a video on it on this channel because I've actually only used it the once so far, and the end of the roll got stuck in the camera and it kind of like put me off using it. But I think I'm going to take it today and just give it another go. I might not even end up using it, but I think because it's Halloween, people will be dressed in interesting outfits and hopefully get some fun stuff to shoot with it. I'm gonna finish packing, get ready, and also pack away my lights and everything from yesterday so that when I get home, it's not still all out, because at the moment it's just all piled up on the chairs. just checked into the hotel. I'm just in a Premier Inn, around the corner from the venue. On my way here, I headed to Mildred's, which is one of my favourite vegan restaurants in London, just to get like a good meal before the shift. Super rainy tonight, not really looking forward to that. This hoodie is quite thin and stupid I didn't bring a coat either. But I'm pretty close to the venue, so should all be okay. I've got a couple of hours now just to kind of chill and get all my equipment ready. So I'll probably get all the equipment ready first, and then I can actually relax and chill for a couple of hours before I gotta go. Days like this are always kind of a bit of a write-off because I do have my laptop with me to work on the train, but I never feel the most productive. I'm going to take my little Insta360 with me again tonight to hopefully get a little bit of B-roll of me in a completely different kind of setting. It's a club again, but it's more DJ focused than the other night on Wednesday night, and a smaller club as well, so it'd be fun to shoot that sort of thing. I'm taking with me a 28-270, which will be for the portraits backstage, and then the main lenses I will use will be a 16 1.8, which is great for these particular DJs. There's 4 of them, which means that you need to have quite a wide lens when they're in the booth. I'll also take a 35 1.4 because I'm expecting it to be quite low light. It's a venue I've not shot in before, but I've had a look online and I think it probably will be quite low light, so I want to go for those like fast primes. I'm back. That was a very rainy walk back to the hotel, but I'm back. It's like touching 4, so I'm gonna literally jump in the shower whilst everything's importing, and then I am going to sleep. Hopefully I can get up with enough time to like go for a bit of breakfast in the morning before I have to head to my train. It's so rainy and I'm so like sticky because I was in the crowd and someone spilt a lovely drink on me, full drink, all over me, which is great. That's one of the lovely things about club photography. I'm really hoping that this dries overnight because it's the only hoodie that I have with me and it's soaking. I'm gonna get everything imported now. I always shoot so much when I'm working with girls in sync because they're so energetic, like in a good way. Like I always feel like there is loads to shoot. I also did shoot a little bit on the 3D camera, but I'm not 100% if that will have come out. We'll see. I probably won't have time to drop it into the lab tomorrow, but I'll drop it in on Monday. Hopefully that all comes out okay. Because if it does, then that is a camera I'd like to use more in this sort of scenario. Obviously I do club photography every weekend, like most days. It would just be a nice fun thing to add to kind of my offering, I guess. But yeah, I should hopefully be able to get a decent night's sleep tonight because, well, I definitely need one because I'm working from 6 until, where am I? Oh, they're here on my lap. I'm working from 6 until 4 tomorrow. Obviously 6 p.m. because I mean, it's 6 a.m. in 2 hours time, so obviously not 6 a.m. Tomorrow will be a weird one to shoot to film for you guys, because it's such a long job that I don't know how I will show you everything. Like, hopefully the 360 footage that I put in from today, I filmed a tiny bit when I remembered, and from Wednesday, hopefully that works, and then I can just do like a similar thing tomorrow, just filming little clips and just showing the photos, I guess. I mean, you guys follow this for the photos, but I like to show some sort of behind the scenes so you can see what it is I'm working with. I know that a lot of people are interested in club photography. There's not a lot of stuff on YouTube about it either. You know, even just things from like where to shoot in a venue, moving around venues, stuff like that, I think would have helped me when I was starting. So hopefully that sort of thing is useful. I probably should have put that light on before I started filming this, but I didn't. Right, I've got 2 SD cards. I shot the most on that one, so let me import the smaller one first. That can all import when I'm in the shower. I can import the rest of it whilst I'm asleep. The actual shoot itself, like, I always start with the girls, I do their portraits at the beginning. Obviously, they don't really want that at the end of the set. So we do portraits at the beginning, group portraits. Tonight we did solo portraits as well because it's Halloween, they had outfits on, etc. And then it's just their set. But the beginning of their set tonight was super smoky. Like, the guy that was doing the smoke machine just obviously couldn't get enough of it and was just firing out that smoke so much. I did have to ask if they could kind of kill the smoke a bit and just like lay off a bit. And in the end, they just stopped it because it was getting way too much. You should be able to see in the photos of the footage. I'll put something on screen now so you can see. And it was also very dark and very stroby. So there is a lot of flashing lights throughout this segment. I'll have put something on screen, but yeah, very stroby, very dark and difficult to shoot. Also, because of the way that the venue was laid out, it's all quite one level, so there wasn't a lot of vantage points to be able to shoot from. Today, I would have actually benefited from having my monopod, but I just haven't been using it recently, so it wasn't really at the forefront of my mind. And the only reason I haven't been using it is because my remote broke. I just need to get a new remote. They're like not even expensive. I've just not done it yet. Actually, I might do that now whilst I remember. Just order another one. Other than that, it was like their sets are always great energy, always fun to shoot, which obviously makes it so much easier to get stuff that I enjoy. I've worked with Girls Don't Think for like years, like loads of years, from when they were doing like really small venues to now where they're headlining their own tours and stuff like that. And I think that's also a good thing, is that I kind of know how their sets work. I know how they separate different things. I know the typical things they do and like the way they behave and also what they like, I guess, or at least what they like to post from what I've sent them in the past. I always like end up just editing stuff like during the import stage. Like to do it because it gives me an idea of what I've shot, and also obviously it's less work to do later on. So I'm going to try and get up tomorrow with enough time to go for some breakfast, because apparently there's a little vegan breakfast place near here that I would like to try. But at the end of the day, I do need to prioritise sleep because tomorrow is a 10-hour shift. I would like to have had a bit of sleep before it. But I will check in with you guys in the morning anyway and let you know what I'm planning to do. But we're on Saturday now, technically. It's Saturday morning. So just 2 days left of this week in the life. If you guys are enjoying this, like this kind of content, it's not something I will do every week because it's quite a lot of energy on top of like working. But if you do like it, then let me know, because I would like to do more of these. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I like doing them also just as like a document, or to document the rest of my career, I guess, like things to look back at and things to hopefully look back at fondly. Okay, good morning from a very tired Sophia. You can tell how tired I am by the way I look. This is not good. But I have just got up and I'm gonna quickly finish getting ready and hopefully go and get some breakfast, because there's a really cool little breakfast place that I found around here and it's all vegan, I'm pretty sure, and I really want to try it, and I might not have time and that's stressing me out, but I'm gonna go and try it anyway and get some food. And I think as long as I'm like on my way to the station within like the next hour, I mean, I should be good, so fingers crossed. I'll probably check in with you guys when I get back to Manchester, just because I'm in a bit of a rush this morning. When I get back to Manchester, it will just be like quickly get ready again and go back to work, basically. Okay, so it is 5 o'clock. I'm just getting ready, gonna leave very soon. Wanted to have like another shower and just get ready again properly, just because when you're traveling it's not that nice. I'm actually super tired today. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna last until 4 a.m, but the good thing about working at the warehouse project is that I know the venue so well that it does take a lot of like the decision making process away from it. Tonight should be fun night. It's a big night, so like a lot of stages open, a lot of acts on, obviously a very long night, but hopefully it all goes okay. And yeah, I'm gonna head off now. Well, I'm gonna get changed and then head off. My bag is basically packed because it's just all the same equipment as I used yesterday, and I take my battery charger with me so that I can charge stuff there rather than having to worry about unpacking everything and charging it overnight and stuff like that. So that's all sorted. I'll just plug in the batteries I used yesterday when I get there. I will see you when I get into our little cabin. I'll film myself setting up or something like that. We've made it to the end of the week. This week has felt like a really long week actually. I kind of have done a bit of everything, a bit of all of the types of work I do as a photographer I've done this week. So hopefully it gives you a good idea of the types of jobs you can get when you're working as a freelance photographer. Of course, I work across a lot of different genres, but mainly the work I make exists within the realm of music photography, whether that is press shots like the one I was printing on Monday, or the press shots that I was doing in studio on Thursday, or actually live music like on Wednesday and Friday and Saturday. I didn't film when I got in last night because it was like 4 or 5 a.m. But the Warehouse Project is a venue that I photograph most weekends, occasionally a Friday, occasionally a Saturday, and occasionally both of them. Because of that, it means that I really know how to shoot that venue. I know the bits of the venue where light falls nicely and where I can stand to get interesting shots. For me, the night always starts off with trying to photograph people coming in, getting like that more experimental photography. That's something that my client really likes and encourages me to do. A lot of the time I use like a slow shutter for this sort of thing, or rely on silhouettes because you want that kind of like anonymity of being like in the club. And then we shoot like all of the artists that are on at the beginning of the night, building up to, you know, those final moments where the club is busy, the club is packed out, we're shooting those headline sets. It's one of my favorite jobs of the year, and the season runs September through to January. So this is my weekend basically throughout this entire, you know, last quarter of the year. Then in January, I have a bit of a reset. I work a lot more studio based from then up until about March, and then we start getting ready to go into festival season again. And then festival season runs till like September. We get that crossover into club season and we do it all again. Depending on the genre of photography you work in, your year might have a different structure. For me, I like to know kind of a basic structure of my year going off of the seasons of the music industry, because it helps me predict like what kind of work I'll be doing, when I might have free time, when I can take holidays, that sort of thing. But thank you guys for tuning in. I know that this was a long video and there was a ton of stuff that we covered. So if you stuck to the end, then thank you very much. Let me know what you think of the photos. Which photos were your favorites from, you know, all the photos that I shared in today's vlog. And also, of course, another big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. If you are interested in getting your free trial for Skillshare, accessing classes like Ali Abdul's brilliant productivity masterclass, which I am working my way through, or learning and developing skills like photography, videography, other freelancing business related skills, then you can of course scan the QR code on screen or use the link in the description. But that is all from me today. I have basically just slept all day and now I'm going to make the most of the last little bit of light. Originally I was going to go to the sauna today and just chill, but then I decided to get up and wash my hair, and now that is absolutely off the cards. So I'm just going to relax for the rest of the day before tomorrow starts a new week and we go all over again. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.